Hey, Ms. Yaldo, somebody on YouTube is saying that if I was in the late 60s or early 70s, I was a hippie.
Absolutely, you were.
Of course,
Either
I
that,
was too young to be a hippie. I was born in the early 60s, so I was too young to be a hippie.
I would say, and I mean this with all the love in my heart,
Absolutely.
either that or a cult leader, one of the two.
No.
With the beard.
Yeah. No, the beard started growing when I got let go at the DS office, okay?
Yeah. What's the longest you've had it? Is it this length or have you had it long?
Started on Thanksgiving week. I tell you when, Thanksgiving week in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
When we got the email saying, you're not being retained.
That's when you said, we're just going to grow. I love it.
Sooner or later, I'll trim it back to how I had it before, but so far.
How did you have it before? Was it cut short?
I always had it just very trim very short, but I've had it for over 20 some odd years,
I'm used to this, and this is what I like. This is what I love. This is what I'm used to. So if you ever trim it, it'll be so weird.
You're gonna go, who's that guy?
I know.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fans on YouTube. I mean, I don't blame them. I'm a huge fan. I'm not commenting though.
I mean, and I don't know why, because I'm trying to do what I do here, But oh yeah. Oh, there's Mr. Loving.
The man, the myth, the legend coming to save the day.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Thank you very much for logging in, Mr. Loving.
Always happy to help, Judge.
It's supposed to be Miss Crespo, but I don't know what happened to her, I've been exchanging texts with Jennifer, and she told me I was supposed to be here, so I don't know. So I really thank you for logging on, okay?
Sure thing, Judge. I'll do my best.
All right.
Adam, you better ask for an extra big tip.
Damn right you better ask for that one, okay? All right. So our first defendant is going to be Miss Alpal. It's going to be, she's at the annex, so she's going to be the first only one, and then she's going to do her is a criminal trespass at a Circle K, and that's where we come from here. All right, ma'am, we're about to start your hearing. Annex, unmute.
Okay, yes. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. So right now, Ms. Yaldo's going to ask you a few questions about your background, and then we're going to decide what to do. First question I need to ask you, though, man, apparently when you first were brought in, they asked you questions about your financial situation to see whether or not we're going to give you a free lawyer. How come you didn't want to answer those questions?
Sir, well, what happened was, they said that I was at the gas station doing something bad, right?
So Miss
No, we're
Miss
not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're just talking when they brought you to jail and they ask you information to see whether or not you're going to qualify for a free lawyer. Apparently, you didn't want to give them any information at all about your finances or things like that.
Well, no, but they didn't ask for any of that.
No, they try to ask, but apparently you refused. Let me ask you.
No, I did not refuse, so I would like a free lawyer.
Stop. Do you want me to give you a free lawyer to represent you in this case?
Yes,
You're going to get a free lawyer, and it's going to be the public defender's office.
I will get a free lawyer?
You're going to get a free lawyer, ma'am. I tell you that right now, and it's going to be the public defender's office. Okay?
I'm sorry, sir. I have Tourette's. And
All right. So like I tell you,
really chapped teeth. I just need
all right,
water.
stop. Don't talk unless we ask a question.
There.
Right now, you're being charged with criminal trespass. Ms. Yaldo from the public defenders is going to represent you. Your bond right now is the amount of $300.
Yes,
I'm going to hear from her, then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, and then I'll make a decision as to what happens to you, bond. Go ahead, Ms. Yaldo, ask your questions.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Alpa. My name is Anna. I'm an attorney with the Public Defender's Office, okay? I'm going to ask you some questions right now. I only want you to answer my questions. We're not going to talk about the allegations right now, okay? All right. Ms. Alpa, do you have a good phone number for us to reach you at?
Not well. 915.
Okay.
330. 8616.
Can you repeat the last four one more time?
915. 330. 8616.
8616. Okay. And Ms. Alpa, do you take any medications? I know earlier you mentioned you have a couple of conditions. Do you take anything right now?
Zyprexia.
Okay,
Cyprexia, ma'am, and trazodone
okay,
and hydroxyzine.
okay,
I have it for paranoid schizophrenia, sleep, and anxiety. Oh, and Zoloft. I take Zoloft.
okay. All right. Miss Alpa, do you have anywhere that you can go if you get released?
If I get released,
Where are you going to live?
I'm gonna live at La Posada shelter.
Okay,
They have walk-in admissions.
okay, okay. And you know how to get there?
I also have money for or like a hotel or
Okay,
a friend.
okay. Miss Alpa, do you have any, so your bond right now, it's not too high, it's $300. Do you have any, did you pay to get out or no? No?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, all right. And Miss Alpa, do you work?
I've been trying to get disability along with schizophrenia. I have Asperger's and bipolar disorder.
Okay, all right. Judge, so
I want to ask her a couple of questions.
sure, of course.
Do you have any family here in El Paso, ma'am? Family? Do you have family, mother, father, brothers, sisters here in town or not?
Yeah, I do have some friends, but I don't have any family members here.
Okay. How long have you been in El Paso?
About 10 years.
10 years, okay. All right, I get your argument. Any criminal, okay, don't say anything else, okay, ma'am? Mr. Loving, any criminal history that you're showing her?
Well,
No,
sir,
Judge,
No, ma'am, we don't say anything. The prosecutor is talking.
she had a family violence case that was dismissed, Judge. That's all I show.
Okay. So this is gonna be a PR bond. Let me tell you, basically what's gonna happen is this, ma'am. You're gonna be released without having to pay any money, but you're gonna have to follow certain conditions. Do you understand? I'm gonna explain them to you right now. Please listen carefully, okay? One, listen, stay focused on me, ma'am, okay? Because first of all, you cannot get rearrested for anything else. In other words, you cannot commit any crimes or be rearrested. That's condition number one. Two, you're gonna have to report to your PR bond officer as instructed. You understand that?
yes, sir. A PR bond, you said?
Yeah, it's a PR bond. And like I tell you, conditions, you cannot get rearrested. You have to report. When they tell you to report, it's going to be probably once a month. And three, you cannot go to any Circle K in El Paso County, Texas. You're going to go to a convenience store, you go to another convenience store because.
Dollar store or speed.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you go back to Circle K, you're going to get rearrested. You're on notice. You're not allowed at Circle K's. So you cannot go there because if you go back to jail, and guess what happens if you come back to jail? Your bond gets revoked.
Yes, understandable.
Okay. Now, Ms. Martinez is going to ask you a couple of questions about your contact information, and then you'll be released later on today. Okay? Go ahead, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you, Judge, and that's going to be under standard supervision?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Halpao, do you have an email address?
My email address is @gmail.
Okay. And do you have a phone number for a friend or a relative where we could call and leave messages for you in case we can't get a hold of you? Okay, I got your email, ma'am, but I was asking if you have a phone number for another friend or relative that you would like for us to call and leave messages with them for you in case we can't get a hold of you by your phone or email.
Nothing else I can think of at the moment, ma'am.
Nobody else? Okay, that's fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am. Make sure you follow those conditions, okay? Thank
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you and have a good day.
you. You have a good day, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
All right. Sir, what's your name?
Daniel Jauregui.
Last name?
Jauregui.
Jauregui.
J-U. Yes, sir.
Jauregui. Daniel Jauregui. All right, sir. So you have here two charges. Okay. You have misdemeanor charge of violation of a protective order with a $5,000 bond, and you have a second-degree felony charge of assaulting a peace officer. Okay. Your permanent attorney is Carl DeCoates. This morning, you're being represented by Ms. Yaldo from the Public Defender's Office. It's going to be presenting evidence on your behalf. After that, I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Loving, then I'll make my decision as to what happens to you, Bob. Go ahead, Ms. Yaldo.
Thank you so much, Judge. You said it was Mr. DeCoates. Who's his permanent attorney?
It's Mr. DeCoates.
Okay, perfect. All right, this is Mr. Daniel Jauregui. Mr. Jauregui is 25 years old. He's been in El Paso his entire life. He's been at 9522 North Loop for the past 5 years. He's a graduate from El Dorado High School, and he also did some college at UTEP. He right now is single, and he doesn't have any dependent children. As far as ties to the community, his entire family lives here. He grew up here. He went to school here. One of the more important things, this is a VPO. The CW, he's got an AFV charge. The CW is named Leslie Gonzalez. They do not live together. He lives by himself, and I believe she might live at the apartment where he was arrested at, which is not his apartment. Right now, he's been working at the Melting Pot for the past 6 months. At this time, he only has $50 available to him, so we would respectfully request a reduction to whatever the court sees as appropriate here. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Loving, let's go briefly over the facts of the case, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Officers were on an unrelated call regarding some shooting. They heard yelling. This is at 1411 Bob Hope. They investigated the yelling. One of the officers that was present recognized the defendant and complaining witness from a previous AFV call. They called the station to confirm that there was a protective order. It's still valid until the 29th of this month, Your Honor. They had both parties, I guess, were eating Whataburger, so they said, stop, you guys stay there, you can eat. The defendant began yelling at the complaining witness. The officer told him to stop. He responded with some profanity towards the officer, at which point he did, Your Honor, kind of back up, put his hand behind his back, and kind of prepare for arrest. However, I guess there was some delay. The officer told him to sit down, at which point he became uncooperative, stated he wasn't sitting down. They took him to the ground, and he hit the officer in the knee approximately 5 times using his right elbow. His criminal history, Your Honor, is fairly light. I see 1 prior DWI from San Marcos, and then the current charges, and that's it, Judge.
He's got a pending one right now from 2021 DWI, and then that assault family violence is pending right now. All right. Violation of protective order goes to 2,500. Assault on a peace officer, Judge, 5,000. That's the best the court's going to do in this.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir. If you're going to post this bond, your attorney, Mr. DeCoates, is going to be reaching out to you and is going to tell you what happens next in your case, sir. Thank you. Officer, who's next?
Okay, step over here. Have a seat right there. Give them your full name.
So my name is Enrique Enriquez.
Okay, give me just a second, sir. We'll be here in a second. Enriquez. All right, so this is, let me get his PSR here. All right, sir, so you're here because you have a charge of assault, family violence with a bond of $5,000. Your permanent attorney is the public defender's office. This morning, Ms. Yaldo from the public defender's office is going to be presenting evidence on your behalf to try and persuade the court to reduce your bond. After that, I'm going to hear from the prosecutor. Then I'll make my decision as to what happens to your bond, sir. Go ahead, Ms. Yaldo.
Thank you, Judge. This is Mr. Enrique Benjamin Enriquez. He's a United States citizen. He's been living in El Paso his entire life for the past 47 years. He's been at 229 Kelvin in El Paso for the past 3 years. He lives by himself. He went up to the 9th grade at Riverside High School. The complaining witness, Cynthia Flores, does not live with Mr. Enriquez, so I don't know that they're not living together. He does have family here in El Paso. He grew up here. He's been here, his entire life. As far as work, for the past couple of years, he's been working at a friend's body shop where he washes cars and helps to paint cars as well. At this time, he does not have any money available to him. We weren't sure when we spoke yesterday if his bond has been paid. It looks like maybe it hasn't been paid. So we would respectfully request a full PR bond here today, Judge. I do see that he's a level 2 risk. And at this time, he has no money available. I also didn't get a chance to, I didn't have access to the affidavit, so I'm not
It
entirely
was,
sure.
it wasn't scanned because I also didn't read it and I didn't get a chance to ask it from my clerk.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Loving, let's go briefly over the facts of the case.
Yes, Your Honor. The assault occurred at the defendant's house. The complaining witness said that they have been dating for 4 years, that they lived together at one point but currently do not. There was an argument regarding infidelity. He requested oral sex. She refused. She got up and went to the bathroom. He followed her, punched her 3 to 4 times in the right side of the face with a closed fist. And she stated, that this was the first time he's ever assaulted her.
All right, priors, I have to see some entries here. Let's go around, please, briefly.
Yes, Your Honor. Going through the rap, it looks like going back to 1993, there's a criminal mischief, a forgery, financial instrument, PG2, less than 28 grams, assault public servant that was pled down to an assault, a DWI, resisting, criminal trespass, interference with emergency request, an assault public servant that was again pled down to regular assault, a DWI second, DWI third.
I think that one got played down to a DWI second, I think.
Okay, Judge.
All right. No prior domestic literacy. All right. It's going to be a pure bond under enhanced level supervision. Please listen carefully because these are going to be your conditions, sir. Okay. You violate any of these conditions, your bond gets revoked, back to jail with a much higher bond. Please listen carefully. First of all, you cannot get rearrested on any new charges while this case is pending. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. Condition number 1, cannot get rearrested on new charges. 2, you must stay in contact with your supervision officer as instructed. You got to report when they tell you to report, sir, okay? It's probably going to be a couple of times a month or so, I figure. I don't know. They're going to tell you how that's going to work when you do your orientation. 3, you cannot consume illegal drugs or alcohol, and you're going to be subject to random urinalysis and breath analysis when you report. And 5, I don't want you to have any contact at all with a complainant in this case, okay? You can have any contact with her, period, during the pendency of the case, okay? What is her name, Mr. Loving?
1 second, Judge.
Yes, no problem. Take your time. I know you hop on here at the last minute.
Judge, I think I have it. I believe it's Cynthia Flores.
Cynthia
Agreed,
Flores?
Judge.
Cynthia Flores?
Sorry.
All right.
Yes.
No contact with Cynthia, okay?
Yes, sir.
And that means no, that's between you and me, not between you and her. Even if she says, hey, let's get together. The only way that gets changed, if you come to court with your attorney and the court says, okay, we're removing that restriction, you can have contact with her again, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Follow those conditions. You're good with us. You violate them. Your bond gets revoked and come back to jail probably with a much higher bond. That's all I can tell you. Ms. Martinez is going to ask you a couple of questions. Please answer her questions.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Enriquez, is your phone number the 9?
It's 250.
Okay, thank you. And do you have an email address, sir?
No, ma'am.
And do you have a phone number for another friend or relative where we could call you to leave messages in case we can't get a hold of you?
Not mentally, no, I don't, but I could give it upon my release, I could give it to somebody, whoever needs it.
Okay, so before you get released, I'm going to provide you some paperwork. We need a call to do an orientation on Wednesday, June 7th. You can call your officer and give them your reference then, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Right. Mr. Loving, Ms. Crespo has left on. Let me see what's going on with her. Ms. Crespo, could you please appear? Thank you. All right, so let me just give you an update what we've done so far, okay?
Yes,
We've done
Judge.
Enriquez, we've done Jauregui,
Okay,
Viescas, and Alpa.
okay,
And then on Winter, the guy with all those counts, that one's been waived. It's going to be here on the 409.
okay,
And then Woods, the public defenders waived that hearing, okay?
okay. Perfect.
All right, sir, what's your name?
Nicholas Charney.
What's the last name?
Charney.
Charney.
Yes, sir.
All right, here. Okay, so you have charge of possession of controlled substance penalty. Group 1, in the amount greater than 4 grams, less than 200 grams. Okay, your permanent attorney is the public defender's office. This morning, Ms. Yaldo from that office is going to be representing you. She's going to be presenting evidence on behalf to try and persuade me to reduce your bond. After that, I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Ms. Crespo. Then I'll make my decision as to what happens to your bond. Go ahead, Ms. Yaldo.
Thank you, Judge. This is Mr. Nicholas Frank Cherney. He is a United States citizen. He's been in El Paso for the past 2 years, living at 3009 Brian Allen Drive for the past 6 months. He does have his GED. He does have family here in El Paso as well as friends. Currently, he is not working and unfortunately does not have any cash available to him. We would respectfully request a reduction to whatever the court sees as appropriate in this case. Thank you so much, Judge.
All right. Basically, the facts are pretty simple. Apparently, they could call to Las Palmas because apparently the defendant had been found unconscious on the roadway. But when they took him to Las Palmas, I guess the staff found in his property, they found like 11 grams of fentanyl in him. That's what the allegations are. Okay. All right, Ms. Crespo, let's go over his prior criminal history. I have to show he's got a pretty healthy out-of-county criminal history.
Correct, Your Honor. So his rap sheet is, I'm showing about 31 pages. So the first thing that I'm seeing is a burglary of habitation, where he did court-ordered probation on that one, Your Honor, in 2004. It's some juvenile history, Your Honor. And then I'm showing a theft conviction as an adult, Your Honor, out of Fort Worth County. I'm showing theft as well out of Tarrant County in 2005, Your Honor. There was a state jail felony there. It was $1,500 to $20,000, Your Honor. Some more thefts out of Arlington. So he's got a various criminal history regarding thefts. Some AFV conviction as well from 2008 out of Fort Worth as well, Your Honor. Some more out of Arlington County for AFV and interference with emergency request for assistance. Deadly conduct as well out of Fort Worth, Your Honor, from 2008, where he was revoked from probation off of that one. I'm looking for quite a few thefts ranging from 2005, Your Honor, now to 2008 and 2009 as well.
Just find me some drug convictions. I think he's got at least 2 felonies.
Yes, Your Honor. So he does have some drug out of Bedford PD, out of Tarrant County, a state jail felony possession charge there. He also has DWI convictions.
Right.
He has more out of Lubbock County, Your Honor, for possession of drugs, possession of a controlled substance, PG1, state jail felonies, Your Honor, out of Lubbock County from 2017, Your Honor, as well as tampering, fabricating with physical evidence with intent to impair out of Tarrant County in 2018. He has a possession of a controlled substance, PG3, Your Honor, less than 28 grams as well. This one is out of Abilene Police Department, Your Honor. Another state jail conviction, Your Honor, out of the 104th District Court in Abilene for possession of a controlled substance, PG1, less than 1 gram, as well as a 3rd-degree felony, Your Honor, in 2019 as well from that same court in Abilene. Some more drug charges and convictions out of Lubbock County in 2020, Your Honor, for possession of controlled substance, PG1, less than 1 gram that he was convicted on. And then he has this most recent arrest, Your Honor. So he does have quite a bit of criminal history regarding possession of controlled substances, Your Honor.
Right. I'm going to put the bond at $5,000. No PR. I mean, it's way too much history. He's likely looking at an enhanced 1st-degree felony here with all his priors.
Thank you,
Sir,
Judge.
your bond went down to $5,000. If you're going to post this bond, your attorney from the public defender's office is going to be reaching out to you next week and tell you what happens next in your case, sir. Good luck to you. Officer, who is next?
We're going to move on to the following floor.
All righty. Okay, everybody, take a brief little break.
Thank you, Judge.
All righty.
Thank you, Your Honor. And again, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Stuff happens sometimes. I don't want to use the more common term when we use that, but stuff happens.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay.
We're back, Your Honor. for feeding garbage that's well, that's not good to my vitality. I lost 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth. But then being in jail since 2017, I lost 4 teeth in your county jails. And the teeth that I lost, I beat all the charges. So where's my compensation? You got bleach bread. I don't eat bleach. Who fucking cooks with bleach? Are you serious? Now you want me to go to the new jail and eat some garbage?
Excuse me. Who are you talking to?
The public. This is a public announcement. This is on record,
Okay.
isn't it?
I need to conduct an arraignment, so you're gonna have to be quiet, okay?
Okay, I thought I could talk to my attorney for a second.
Well, you did have an opportunity to speak to your attorney before coming out here, is that correct?
Yeah, but the circumstances that I'm in are triggering PTSD and traumatizing memories in my brain.
We'll have time to talk more later.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and discontinue the arraignment because it doesn't sound like you're in the mental capacity upon which I can conduct a meaningful arraignment. I'm going to remand you to have an evaluation, okay?
Where at, Judge, Your Honor?
Community mental health. Thank you. Counsel, I think that's the last I have. I'm not going to go back and forth conducting an arraignment where I have to be interrupted. If you need to speak with him again, that's fine. I'm going to have him evaluated though.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you. The jail is muted, by the way. He can be removed though. Thank you.